when things go kind of more according to God's plan that we believe, then things will go just so much better despite everything that happens to you in life.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Scott Roberts. It's been actually 2 years, 7 months, 3 days, 21 hours, and 30 minutes since I last spoke with you. Episode 235 on the 12-minute convos. Ooh, Scott, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. That's amazing that you know all that specific amount of time. That's really cool.
Well, at that point in time when I was having conversations, oh my, you showed up and you represented and you shared, interestingly, a ton on food and fire. I think the double F, yeah?
Yes.
So what's going on? What's going on? Tell me, update us, please.
Okay, so a lot of bloggers they will kind of tend to go through and really hype and promote the first blog that they have. I found it a little bit more rare that they will go in and just completely change gears and start up with something new. And that's what I have essentially done since I've talked to you last. That first blog, scottroberts.com, was a fiery foods blog. I talked about hot sauce, chili peppers, barbecue.
ScottRobertsWeb.com, yeah?
ScottRobertsWeb.com. Yeah,
Right.
that's that first blog. Since then, my focus has changed in the past couple of years. I've started up a new blog, scottroberts.org. And that is really, I don't want to say documented my spiritual journey, but my faith in Jesus Christ has really taken a dominance in my life. So that is what I've been focusing on writing for the past couple of years.
That's amazing. And how has it been going?
Very well. My life has been very, very busy. Since I've talked to you last, I've gotten married to a wonderful woman.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. We actually, at this point, live in different countries. I live in the United States. She lives in Canada. We go back and forth. We see each other and we communicate every night, but we've made it work. This is probably like a public debut of this information. I will eventually move up to Canada to live
Sweet.
with her.
Well, that sounds
So,
great.
yeah, so
Sounds
I'm really
great.
excited about that.
I think the big question is, does she eat pepper?
She definitely does. Yes. She could take it as hot as I can, but she's
Wow.
a big foodie. She, loves to cook. We love to try new things. She's a blessing in so many ways, but in that regard, it's like, wow, I've met my match and that's wonderful.
And does she share the same belief with you?
Yes, she does. As a matter of fact, that's kind of like the cornerstone of our marriage is based on that faith in Jesus Christ. And we have put God and biblical principles first and foremost in our lives and in our marriage. And I'm telling you, compared to any other relationship I've had with a female, I mean, this is just streamlined. It's smooth. It's not that we are have a perfect relationship or anything like that, but we always have our faith in God to kind of root us in whatever we do. And when you submit your life to Christ like that, you'll find that when things go kind of more according to God's plan that we believe, then things will go just so much better despite everything that happens to you in life.
And when we spoke, there's a question I asked on the declaration form, and the question was, have you chosen someone to pass on your legacy to? And you said no at that particular point in time. Has that changed?
I was probably thinking about the legacy of spicy foods, and that really has not changed. There's really no one in that regard to kind of to pass it on to.
Hmm.
I know there are other people in the spicy food industry who have kind of taken up the mantle, probably more of the video bloggers and that. But that things have kind of changed when it comes to reporting on spicy foods in the industry, and that's okay with me. So I guess people kind of get their information more from the video side of things.
When we first connected, who connected us? Like, what was the thought pattern at that point in time to get onto the podcast and have a conversation?
Oh, I really don't know at the time. That's a good question. I don't know if you'd seen my name or I'd seen your name. Maybe you were going for one of the Guinness World Record things, but I just thought it was fun. I always enjoy kind of jumping on these types of podcast shows and just saying, "Hey, here's what I'm about." But guys like you are just so engaging. You talk to so many different people, and you just kind of give them a platform to speak about whatever they want to talk about. And I just think it's really cool what you're doing.
So, you looking back, it's been almost 3 years. Tell me, like, the values you've held as your true north, has it been beneficial? Do you have any regrets?
No regrets at all. And again, anybody who's listening to this, my faith in Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, He is my true north, so to speak. And if anything, I might have regrets for not doing this sooner. It gives you so much stability in life, so much direction and guidance, and everything just really starts to fall into place. Again, even when things go chaotic around us. Now, Jesus Christ never claimed that, once you start believing in Him, life would just become so easy. No, I mean, He said that struggles would happen in life, but, to take heart because He has overcome the world. Even though we still go through trials and tribulations, we can count on Him and His strength to get us through anything.
It sounds like the fatherly concept you spoke about. The like when we spoke last 3 years ago, that sounded as though it was something that was of major importance as well to you. So how are they going? Your two boys.
Yes, yes, it definitely was. I've been a Christian since I've been a teenager. Um, but I just, for whatever reason, for many years, I just didn't take my faith as seriously as I should have. I had gotten divorced from my first wife a number of years ago, probably almost 10 years ago now. And at that point, I really needed direction in my life. So I went back to church. Of course, according to the Bible, except in cases of adultery, divorce is sin. But, I found forgiveness and I just found direction in that. Now, to kind of go back to your question, it definitely has helped me raise my boys. And at this point, they are now 18 and 19 years old. They both
Wow.
graduated from high school,
Wow.
and some big things are coming up in their lives. One is going off to college, one is trying to get into the U.S. Air Force. So this is just a year of big happenings for all of us.
That's amazing. Wow. Well, I'm really glad to hear how things have progressed. For those that are listening, the amazing audience, what would you suggest to them? From the perspective, first of all, let's deal with as a blogger, give them a key point or something that they can do. And then from the personal side of your life and what you've experienced, again, give them a key point.
Okay. Now, if they are a blogger, I would just really encourage them to kind of dig deep and to kind of specialize in what they are into. I know a lot of people want to be a blogger, they want to be a YouTuber, and sometimes they may think that, oh, I can just kind of write about anything, I can talk about anything, but it's really good to specialize. And not only that, it's really beneficial to do something that's passionate to you. I mean, when you read something online, a lot of times you could really tell if somebody is into that topic, whatever it may be. It could be, um, tech reviews. It could be cooking. It could be a vast number of things. But you can, I guess, only kind of fake it for so long if you try to just have a variety of things. But if you blog and talk about your passion, that will really shine through. And not only that, but people will tend to gravitate towards you because they will kind of see you as an authority figure, kind of an expert in that particular field. You'll build up a better audience, I guess, a more faithful audience.
Mm.
Somebody who's eager to read or see what you have to say. So that, I mean, that would be my advice for that. And of course, if anybody's interested in, their own faith journey, if they're kind of wondering, is God out there? Is He real? I would invite everybody to hop over to my blog at scottroberts.org and just read some of my pieces. Go there with an open mind and just I welcome any and all constructive and nice feedback.
When we spoke, I remember your song of choice at 12 was Van Halen Jump. And I think you've definitely jumped from one blog to another, definitely connecting to who you are from the personal perspective. It's really intriguing, Scott, to see the word consistency peer through in everything you say and do. Would you say that's one of your core values?
Yes, consistency. I mean, you have to be in a place where you just can't jump all over the place. Now, of course, people kind of grow and mature, and it's okay if they change. But I guess you kind of have to be true to yourself, and you just can't fake one thing and just kind of jump all over the place. Just give somebody some authenticity. When you're genuine about yourself and what you write about, you have to like really dig deep and just kind of go that straight path. And consistency, it just absolutely vital, I think.
Love it. Well, my friend, again, this was such a great pleasure. Before we separate, hopefully not for 2 years, 7 months, 3 days, 20 hours, and 30 minutes, do you have anything else to share with our amazing audience, Scott?
I just think everybody who's listening, just jump over to my blog and just say hi and just say that, what podcast you come from here, these 12-minute conversations. And I just thank everybody for, just their well wishes and, their kind words over the years. I really, really appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart.
Love it. Scott Roberts, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.